everyone. Welcome to Title, the podcast with Joe.
And Joe.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Season 2.
Season 2! Wow!
Episode 1.
Balik sa simula.
Well, it's been a while since last episode.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's been almost a year.
Almost. Ganun talaga pag bisi-bisihan.
Yeah, well, there has been a lot of things kasi, so. But it's like Game of Thrones, no? One season per year.
Asan yung dragon?
Rawr. Anyway.
Ayan, as you can see, after a year, ganito pa din po kami.
Yes. So how are you?
Ito, buhay pa. A year later.
Alive and kicking.
Alive. Mm-hmm. Ikaw?
I'm the
Barely.
Same. Barely breathing. Well, true.
Hello, yun ba ang topic ngayon?
No. Oh, we have a very
Dying.
good topic for today, guys.
May iba kami today.
Yes, so for this episode, we're gonna make it a little bit different.
Yeah, we'll be speaking in English a bit more.
Why?
Because we're doing relationship advice today.
Ooh, relationship advice
Yeah.
for the broken-hearted.
Or, I don't know, broken.
Broken. And the broke, maybe.
And the broke. We're giving advice to ourselves.
Parang kasama tayo dun. We're part of it.
Who better to give advice, diba? No, sino ba yung naghingi ng advice?
Well, I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this situation. Well, a relationship situation.
Situational question pala to interview?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll just share something.
So friend mo to?
Yes. This is from one of my
Other circles?
good friends. Yeah. So, my friend had
Itago natin sa pangalang?
Miss P.
Si Miss P.
Miss P. So, she had a long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm. How long?
I would say about 7 years.
Oh, that's long.
Yeah, pretty long.
Okay. Anong issue ni Miss
And
P?
Miss P is very career-driven.
Okay, that's good.
She has dreams and
Miss P is millennial in her 30s.
I would say, yeah,
Ish?
somewhere there.
Okay. Driven in her 30s. Makes sense. Okay.
Yes, well, these days, women are very career-oriented.
As they should be.
Yes.
If you want. If you don't want to be,
That's fine
that's
too.
also fine, yes.
But she has dreams. She goes for it. She always wants to better herself. All those things. And the partner, I would say his name. So the partner, let's call him Kaloy.
Kaloy. Kalog.
Kalog.
May kalog si Kaloy. Okay.
Let's call him Kaloy. So, this person naman, he works.
Okay.
He's
But-
okay, but,
Oh.
his career is not, I would say,
Careering.
yeah, kind of. But I mean, Miss P has more, how can I say it?
Miss P is more successful.
Okay, well,
Miss
it is
P
what it
more
is, right?
successful. Miss
Yes.
P is more driven. Is that accurate? The way you said.
Yes, so
Miss
more
P has-
stable.
more stable.
More
So Miss P
stable.
has taken deliberate strides to
Yeah.
achieve her goals.
Yes.
She has set goals for herself. She has achieved
And she's
them.
working towards it.
She's working towards more goals, bigger
Yes.
and better.
Exactly.
And then etong si Kuya Kaloy, on the
Yeah.
other hand, is chillax lang siya sa kanyang current situation.
Yeah, I guess parang ano siya, I would say
He's settled for his complacent, comfortable.
Yeah. Complacent. Yeah, I would think so. Because if not, you would go
something
after
about it, yeah.
your dreams if you have one. Or set a goal for yourself.
Mm.
So, but I mean, the relationship was good. They're they're fine until sometimes eto, I would speak for some women, not
Mm.
all women.
Mm-hmm.
Some women,
And maybe some men.
some men, but I would say for women muna.
Mm.
So some women, they would think na uh they're the one carrying the relationship more.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? So it's like it shouldn't be that way, to be honest with you, because the guys mostly should be leading the woman. Do you agree? In some
Uh,
sense, diba? In some sense.
and I think it sounds like there needs to be some sort of balance also. Parang
Yeah.
the way you said it kanina where
It's not
a lot
a
of them
bad thing.
yeah, but no, parang nasabi ko kanina a lot of women tend to feel like they're the ones carrying the relationship.
Mhm.
So it feels like from the sounds of it, it feels like they're doing more of the work to make the relationship
they're
work.
the ones supporting more, I would say, or making things work, putting more
Putting more effort,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it, it's not a bad thing. It's really depends on the person's personality
It
and the
depends.
relationship. It depends.
Mhm.
It depends.
It depends.
No, it depends on their relationship or how
But
they work things out.
Yeah, but it sounds like the main thing is that it should feel equitable.
Yeah.
So neither party should feel like they're doing too much or they're not given enough.
Yeah. But
Okay.
because like sometimes, let's face it, some women are the one really taking care of their men.
Mm.
Their man. But it shouldn't be. Guys, come on, step up naman. You should be the one taking care of your lady, no?
I think taking care can come in many different forms.
Yeah, but in all forms actually.
So itong kay Miss P, in all forms, parang siya ang mas bigay.
I would say in some degree, not 100%.
Okay.
Kasi they've been together for that long. I'm pretty sure something's working, diba?
That's true. 7 years is no joke.
Yeah. But, sometimes there are circumstances where she needed to put her feelings aside to make sure she's supporting and attending to what her partner needs.
And then, but we talked about this before in terms of what are you responsible for, right? It's
Yes.
in one of our season 1 episodes
Mhm.
about the things you're not responsible for. And in a relationship, we did say that to an extent, you're responsible for certain things about your partner, and you're responsible for certain things about the relationship. But it sounds like with Miss B and si Kaloy,
Mhm.
hindi pantay ang expectations.
Or maybe because she did it so much.
Napagod si ate mo, girl.
Through the relationship, she got exhausted.
She got burnt out.
She got burned out. It's not like, oh, I hate you because you don't do anything na. It's not like that. There's no hatred in between. It's just,
I just got tired. I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah, it's like, maybe this is your time to step up and...
Your time, your show.
Yeah. Na parang, we should both have dreams. I have my own dreams. You should also have yours. And let's work on it together.
Dream, believe.
Because like, Kaloy is very supportive also.
Okay, so that's good.
Of her dreams, of Miss P's dreams,
Mhm.
and whatever she wants to do. But on the other hand, parang he doesn't set anything for himself.
Mhm.
So it's not like, and let's think about it, ha. In 7 years, it's not a joke, and a lot of people would probably think, oh, they should get married at some point.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
That's where they're going.
If you're going that direction, how would you as the woman in the relationship, how would you feel when, let's be realistic, if the woman is more of the provider in the relationship instead of the guy?
I think the issue, from what it sounds like, and we know Miss P is listening, so hi, Miss P.
Hi.
So we know Miss P is listening. From the sounds of it, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're closer to Miss P. It sounds like Miss P is burnt out, right? Miss P is frustrated with the situation. It sounds like in the 7 years, Miss P has been building her life, building her career, and also maintaining the relationship.
Yes.
It does sound like, Kaloy is still involved, right? Like you don't last 7 years with just one person doing all the work, right? Like you mentioned that, Kaloy is supportive and is also supportive of Miss P's dreams. But it also sounds like that's not enough to sustain the relationship, because it sounds like, to me, what's coming across, it's not so much the who's providing, who's doing what, but it sounds more like if they're thinking about a future together, there seems to be a value disconnect, right? Where Miss P has all these dreams, Miss P has all these goals. I want to build a life, I want to get this career, this is the next step in my career, in my job, this is the next thing I want to get, this is the next thing I want to do. And Kaloy is just here being like, it's
I'll
all good.
support you.
I support you. This is good, right? Like it feels, it's not so much from how you've been communicating, how you've been sharing the story. It doesn't sound like there's a discontent when it comes to like a money thing or a providing thing.
It's not about the money.
No, it
it's
sounds
more
like
of a personal goal.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's more like nakakapagod na feeling mo ikaw lang ang nag-e-effort.
Yeah.
Not just for yourself, but for your future, right? Like if you're thinking, 7 years, it's a reasonable expectation to want to be building a life together, right? Like that's essentially what you're doing when you're dating. You're trying to build a life together. You're trying to think about what it looks like. And it sounds like Miss P is frustrated and tired and disappointed because she's trying to build this dream life of hers. And it sounds like Kaloy is just there for the ride, right? Like it feels like there's no drive from the other person to be like, so is this going to be what our future looks like? Like I'll have all these goals, all these plans, and you're just going to be, okay, you do you, sure, I support you, whatever. Like, and it sounds like there's a lot of frustration from Miss P because it doesn't feel like Kaloy cares enough to want better things, not just for himself, but for the two of them. Because if you're alone,
for their future,
and for their future, yeah. So like, if you're alone, you're happy with where you're at. All power to you. You know, you do you. You're happy with what you're doing. You're happy with how much you're earning, where you're living, what you're doing. You're fulfilled in your life. That's that's a great thing. Not a lot of people can say they've achieved that.
Yes.
But if you have a partner and you're both trying to build a life together, but your partner wants more things than you, and not necessarily material things, but like there's just the feeling of we're not aligned in terms of what we want to do and how we want to push, that gets tiring. So it sounds like
it is.
So what's their situation now?
Right now, they're not together.
Oh, after 7 years.
Yes, but it's not like they're
on a break.
They're on a break.
They haven't broken up, but they're on a break.
Yeah. But she needed to process all her feelings too at this point, but without him.
That makes sense.
And he needs to work a lot on himself and process everything on his own too, without her always supporting her. He needs to figure out what he wants in life.
100%.
So that's where they at. Hopefully, eventually, they'll able to, get back together. But
do you know more or less how long it's been? So they've been together 7 years, and then they've been on a break for
a few months now. So it's not long ago.
But still months. So it's not weeks. It's months.
It's months. Maybe
We don't want to give a number so Miss
Yeah.
P doesn't get called out.
Few months. I would say few months. I know it's hard because it's so hard. Like when you have somebody in your life, you talk to this person every single day. You update them what you're doing, where you're at. Just those little things, and all of a sudden it stops. How do you even wake up in the morning thinking you won't have that? Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. I love you. Good night. No, those little texts. So
Well, but sometimes you need that, right? Like it sounds like they need to be.
both of them actually needed it.
Yeah.
One is exhausted. One needs to do more.
Well, I wonder if Kaloy knows that Miss P is feeling all these frustration.
I think so because they talked.
Okay, so
Like a heart-to-heart talk.
the going on a break is a mutual decision
It is a mutual decision.
initiated by Miss P, I assume.
Yes, I think so. Yes,
Oh.
but they had a long talk about it. Like they had to put boundaries now. Like you can't. Let's not break up and act like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But they're not dating other people at this point. So they're just working on themselves right now.
So this reminds me of my friend. Itago natin siya sa pangalang Miss G.
Miss G! Hi, Miss G!
Hi, Miss G. I'm sure she's gonna be listening. Mamaya na lang natin pag-usapan pag mali yung nakwento ko.
Okay,
Anyways,
let's hear her story.
Miss G and Miss G's now husband na niya, went through something similar a couple years ago. This was around the pandemic, a little after, I think, a little before. It was spanning that whole time. I think around 2019 to maybe 2021. So parang within the time frame of the pandemic where things are shutting down. Essentially, Miss G is very much like Miss P. Miss G is very driven. Miss G is one of the most driven and one of the smartest friends that I have. I know she won't like me saying that, but she is. Miss G has multiple degrees and is great at what she does.
Okay.
Without saying any more, because baka malaman nyo na sino si Miss G. So Miss G's driven, Miss G's like that. At that time, yung boyfriend niya was very much like Kaloy. Sobrang chill. Sobrang and I don't know what Kaloy's actual situation is, but yung boyfriend ni Miss G at that point was not very happy with his job. Pero wala din siyang gustong gawin to do anything about it. Parang said, okay, may pera naman akong kinikita, work is meh. I don't have to like it. It is what it is.
So it just became a routine for him to go
Yeah,
to work.
parang wala lang siyang pakina to try to do anything better with his life. Parang he's like, okay.
He's just contented with whatever he's doing.
I wouldn't even say content. Parang he's settled.
He's settled. Okay.
Alam mo yung hindi mo type yung ulam pero gutom ka na so kakain ka na lang.
Okay.
Hindi ka naman natuwa, hindi ka naman content do sa kinain mo, but you're like, whatever.
Just to get by.
Yeah, you're like, okay, this is what it is. Like, I have food, it's okay. Like, ganun siya. Miss G's boyfriend, so Mr. G. Mr. G is really kind. Mabait si Mr. G. I'm sure Mr. G's also listening if Miss G wants him to listen. Mabait siya. He's a good person. He's really kind. And ganun din, Mr. G actually takes care of Miss G very much. Very attentive. Hatid sundo si Miss G. The typical, chivalrous things you'd think about.
Yeah.
And it extends even to her home. I think at that time, they were staying together na ata. Or hindi pa. Hindi ko na maalala. Hindi ata. Pero very attentive si Mr. G. Pero nagsisimula nang mapagod si Miss G. Kasi yung feeling nga na, ang kanya naman at that point, yung feeling na, anong future natin?
So she's also thinking about their future.
Yeah, because it's like we've been together for a couple of years at that point. I have all these plans. I have all these career goals. I'm making moves. I'm doing all of that. ikaw, ano ginagawa mo sa buhay mo? But, like, you know,
Like, what are you doing?
yeah, and then with Miss G and Mr. G's case compared to Miss P, because I don't know Miss P's situation, with sila Miss G, there were concerns around finances specifically. So it wasn't just on top of the frustration with I want to build a life for us, like I want to build a career, I want to build all these things. There is the reality of wait, there are these financial stuff, and if you're not planning to do anything about it, what are we gonna do? Like when we get married, all of our finances get mixed together, then it becomes a bigger problem, right? Like, and if we
Yeah.
don't have a plan, and if no one's trying to like build a future or whatever, what do we do? So Miss G was very, very frustrated. They've had multiple conversations about it. Her boyfriend at that time would say, "Oh, you know, I love you. I'll change." Gang, gang, gang. But you know, it was like nothing was really happening. Sakto nag-pandemic.
Okay.
And marami din kasing ibang nangyari in both of their lives. Basically, what happened was around the pandemic, I think a little after the pandemic started, Miss G flew to the Philippines.
Okay.
I think that was just around the time either it was starting to free up, allow people to travel, or right before things got fully shut down. She flew to the Philippines kasi parang she just wanted, parang kay Miss P din, she wanted to be away. She's like, there's a lot I need to think about. There's
I
a lot
want
I need
me
to process.
time.
I want me time. So she flew to the Philippines, and then sila nga hindi cool off eh. Miss G actually broke it off. He's like, wala na. Let's just end this. It's not going anywhere. Wala tayong patutunguhan. This is not worth it. So umuwi si Miss G sa Pilipinas. Happy siya doon. Kasi may
Yeah.
family siya doon. Tapos alam mo naman, iba talaga yung feeling sa Pilipinas. I don't know if it's the weather or whatever. There was something
It's
there.
still home.
It's still home. So Miss G felt great there. Like it was healing for her. They did not set a lot of the similar boundaries that it sounds like Miss P and Kaloy are setting. So they were still, you know, texting and checking in on each other. Syempre very concerned si boyfriend kasi nasa Pilipinas si Miss G. And then it was pandemic, right? Like nobody knew anyone's safety. So everyone
Or
was
if
like,
they're ever coming back.
yeah, so there's a lot of the uncertainty. So parang in the midst of that, they were still talking. Pero as friends. Pero itong si boyfriend, dito nag-change. Si boyfriend started stepping up. Si boyfriend nagpapadala ng flowers sa Pilipinas.
Oh, wow.
O, di ba? Nasa Canada si boyfriend, pero found a way. Nag-effort siya. Figure out yung...
1-800 flower.
Yeah, sino pa rin tawagan, saan pa rin pa-deliver. Boyfriend even reached out to one of Miss G's closest friends in the Philippines, sent money to the friend para ilabas niya si Miss G. Nakakain pa sila, nakapag-outing, parang ganon.
Oh, wow.
Nag-effort talaga si boyfriend. Parang boyfriend, I think, from my understanding, because we never really talked about these in detail. Parang I knew about the stories. I've talked to them about it. And Miss G knows we're talking about her. Hindi to surprise. It seems like na-understand ni boyfriend what he lost. Na-realize niya with the distance.
So, yan a really, yung realization
Yes.
ng
Tinamaan siya.
space nila in
Oo.
between.
I guess kasi 'di ba, lahat naman tayo ang daming realization nung pandemic. Kasi ba so many people were dying all around us, so
Yeah.
much uncertainty, nobody knows what's happening. Very much like 2026.
Oh my
But
gosh, yes.
so I think in the middle of everything na parang what's gonna happen, who's gonna he got to reflect and got to realize na maybe I do need to step up a bit. So yun, tapos after a while, so medyo ganun sila, on break, di ba? Chat lang, tawag. Si Miss G was living her own life in the Philippines. Nakatulong-tulong pa siya sa mga pandemic efforts in the Philippines. Ganun. So she was still Miss G. So she was still very career-driven, very, hindi siya mapakaling, kailangan may ginagawa siya.
Yeah.
Pero ang pagkaintindi ko ang kwento niya sa akin, parang after a couple of months, they spoke on the phone.
Okay.
Nung narinig ni Miss G yung boses ni boyfriend, bumigay. Ang sabi niya nun,
So, she missed him din.
she missed him. Parang sabi niya nun, it felt like home.
Aww.
Nag-usap sila. So I think ang realization naman ni Miss G was love talaga niya.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just okay, we're building a future, it's not working out, ano bang plano mo? Wala kang plano, ako may plano. But when all of those other things were stripped away and she had time to reflect and she had time to sit with her own thoughts, and then with the distance, nag-usap sila, na-realize na mahal talaga niya. And na-realize na mahal din talaga siya. So nung tumawag, nag-heart to heart sila. Na parang,
Yeah.
okay, clearly we still have feelings for each other. Clearly we really care about each other. But we can't go on like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we love each other. It's cool. It's great. This is, oh my gosh, fairy tale.
Yeah.
But the reality is there's still
There's
money
more to it.
discussions.
Yeah.
There's still career discussions. There's still future discussions. Kids, marriage, your parents, my parents, like all of those different things in the middle. Those don't go away, But, sabi ni boyfriend, yeah, I understand, ganyan. So he's bettering himself daw, ganun. So usap. Nung bumalik si Miss G dito sa Canada, naghahanap na ng bagong trabaho si boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos napansin daw talaga ni Miss G na nagbago na yung demeanor ni boyfriend na
So he got matured.
he did. I think that's the thing. I think nagmature siya.
Yeah.
I think at that point nagbago yung perspective niya, na-realize niya what he needed to do. Okay yung trabaho ngayon ni boyfriend. Ni husband na pala.
Kaya
siya
nga
ngayon.
Mr. G.
Kaya Mr. G na siya. Okay yung trabaho niya, tapos he is, focused on building their future together. Things are not perfect. Based on
Of
my last
course, nothing
conversations
is.
with them. Things are not perfect, pero they've learned what it meant for them that they love each other, and they learned what it meant for them to build that partnership. Na parang Miss G is not gonna change for Mr. G. But Mr. G also isn't gonna change who he is for Miss G. But if they want to build a life together, they need to reach a certain level of compromise and a certain level of what am I willing to sacrifice for you?
Yeah.
And what do I actually want to do for you? And then
Same
vice
ground.
versa.
Mm.
Oo, same ground. So yun, so happily ever after sila
Oh,
ngayon.
that's good. Hopefully, Miss P will reach that point then.
Hopefully, the thing is,
Right?
I have another friend.
Okay.
Ito naman, si Miss T.
Hi, Miss T.
Si Miss T.
Miss T. Similar situation.
Similar situation. So Miss T, Miss G, and I are friends, and we all met through other friends. There was a point in time before the pandemic. Halos pareho na ng situation si Miss G tsaka si Miss T. Si Miss T naman kasi, ang difference sa kanya, okay sila nung boyfriend niya. Pero nagka-injury yung boyfriend niya.
So, boyfriend had an accident.
Boyfriend had an
injury.
accident. Boyfriend had an injury. And then, it really affected boyfriend's mental health.
Okay.
So, yung demeanor ni Kaloy tsaka ni Mr. G na walang pakialam sa buhay, walang gustong gawin, eto mas malala yung sa boyfriend ni Miss T. Kasi kanya naman talaga, parang, niya, parang bum, almost naging parang bum na lang siya.
Given up on life.
When it started, Miss T was very supportive, right? It's like, you understand that your boyfriend, somebody you love and somebody you care about, is going through some things. So she was very supportive. She built systems around him. She would adjust towards his needs. She would make sure that he was taken care of. When boyfriend physically recovered, mentally he never fully recovered around that time. Parang he jumped from job to job. At one point, he decided to go back to school. Supportive si Miss T. Parang, okay, sige, go, schooling ka. Bagong career, baka mabuhayan ka ulit ng get a new perspective on life or get a new drive to try something else. He did that for, I think, a couple months and then had all these excuses. No, I can't do it. It's too hard or it's not working out, blah, 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 blah. And then bounced from job to job. And then same thing with Miss G, with Miss P. Miss T had to sit and think to herself, what are we building together? What does the future look like? Like, if you don't want to get out of this situation, what does it mean for me? Like, what does it mean for our future? What do we get kids? Like, what happens with the kids? What happens with finance? All these different things she had to think through and sit through. And they had that conversation. And obviously, Miss T's boyfriend at that time was just not in a position to be able to parang get out of the rut that he's in. Boyfriend decided eventually to move back to a different city to be with his parents. Kasi parang they agreed na, okay, baka it was better for you to be back in a place that's familiar, spend time with your family, spend more time in nature, have the support system that the city doesn't give you quite a bit, right? Like, we know Vancouver is a very lonely city. There's not a lot for you to do here. And unless you build your own community and you find your own community, it can get very lonely. And for somebody who's dealing with so many different things like that, it's even a lot harder.
Yes.
Even if you have a partner that's trying to help you. So they mutually agreed na, okay, this isn't working out. Na it's not naman that Miss T wanted to abandon him. Na parang, I don't want to support you, hindi natin kaya. It's more like you clearly need something else. You need time to rebuild your confidence, rebuild yourself. You need time to reflect on what you actually want.
Did he saw a therapist?
I think so. I'm not sure. That wasn't something that we talked about because Miss T is my friend, right? Like, the boyfriend was somebody I knew, I met a couple of times.
Well, so maybe he should consider, right?
I think he probably did because Miss T, myself, and Miss G all have healthcare backgrounds.
Yeah.
So it's obviously always part of our vernacular to be like, are you seeking help? Are you getting support? So that was a thing. That was a thing that I know she suggested for him to do. But at this point, I was more concerned about Miss T, how she's doing. Sabi naman niya, she's okay. So they amicably decided to break it off.
Aww.
The difference with Miss T and Miss G, and this is the flip side to what could happen to Miss P, is that when they broke it off, that was it. That was the end of it.
No turning back.
No turning back. So it was, they're both happier now, from what I understand, from
That's good.
some of the news I see on social media and just, hearing things from Miss T. Kasi they had, I think, a pet together. So at some point, even after they separated, they kept in touch kasi because of the pet checking in, ganyan. So okay naman sila when they split. It was an amicable split and they're both doing better from what I understand. Miss T is now getting married.
Oh, wow.
So Miss T met somebody else after.
Congratulations,
again, these stories,
Miss T.
I know, congrats, Miss T. Again, these stories are from years ago.
Yeah.
Right? These stories are from years ago. So I just wanted to share both of those stories from Miss T and Miss G. Because Miss P and Kaloy are at a very important junction at this point.
Yeah.
Na
it's either you get out of it or get sucked into it.
I mean, it's either you leave it as two separate people or you leave this together.
Yeah.
Diba? Na Miss T and her ex-boyfriend are both doing well now. So I have no doubts that Kaloy and Miss P are gonna get to a point where they'll be better. The question now is, are they gonna be better together
or separate?
Separate?
That's for us to know and for her to find out.
Yes. But I think the thing that I want to emphasize is one of the main differences between Mr. G and Miss T's boyfriend was that Mr. G took the time apart to actually work on himself. He recognized yung pagkukulang niya. He recognized na mahal talaga niya si Miss G. And he recognized that he had to do something about it if he wants to get Miss G back.
Yeah.
So he focused on it. He did all his thinking and all that.
So he made the effort to change.
He made the effort to change. And then, On the flip side of that, si Miss G din naman, like,
Yeah.
Miss G wasn't just like sitting there being like, I'm perfect, you come to me when you're ready, right? Like, she was still doing what she wanted to do in the first place, was just build a life for herself, build plans for a future. And the whole time she was building plans for the future, at the back of her head, she was still considering what it would look like pagkasama si Mr. G.
I think most women are like that. Even Miss P, she knows na what she's doing is not just for herself, but also for him and for their future. And then, on the other side of that, also, she just wanted him to be a better version of himself.
Yes.
Not because she's forcing him to do anything, forcing him to have a better career for their future or what. No, it's because she wants to see him be better.
Frustrating kasi talaga when you care about somebody.
Tell me about it.
Oh, no.
May hugot.
Hala. Episode 2 po yun. When you care about somebody and then you don't see them caring about themselves. Especially when you see potential in them and they're not trying to reach that potential. Iba yung pagod that comes with a
It's so tiring, guys, you know.
Ano ba yun? Gusto mo bang i-ano? Miss J!
Hi! I'm here! Bigla ako i-interviewin.
Miss J, ano bang issue mo, Miss J?
I always have issues with people.
Kaya po kami nag-podcast talaga kasi hindi kami nagte-therapy. Joke
This is our therapy?
Shout out to my therapist. Although hindi siya maintindihan ng Tagalog.
How can I relate to all this? Oh my gosh. How do I start?
Wala.
No, I think you know, in some sense. You know, I have a long-time friend, quote unquote.
Ito din yung around the timeline ng pandemic din.
Oh my God.
Ang daming ganap sa mundo.
It's been too long. This is a friend.
Ang daming ganap sa mundo ng pandemic.
The almost but never happened friend. So this friend.
Si friend na may kama.
Huh? What do you mean?
Explain ko sa'yo, ma'am. May yung kama.
So this friend. You know, I don't know how much more I can encourage this friend to actually do something about himself. Because I know he has been...
Ay, wait, different friend pala ito. Iba na sa isip ko. Anyways, keep going.
Okay.
I think we're on the same page now.
Okay. Same page.
Same page.
So this friend of mine, I know that he had a lot of mental torture all throughout his life.
Maraming pinagdaanan si friend.
Yes. Marami talaga. Family, you know, personal, everything and anything you could possibly think of. Siguro he experienced it. Okay? But I feel like, however I encourage him, or like, he knows that I'm always here for him, you know. It's like, I support him, whatever. But words is not enough, eh. You need to do something about it. You know, it's like, come on, you got this. You want to get out of there, but what are you gonna do? How are you gonna do that?
And
If you don't do that, or if you don't have any plan to do that, kasi he tried. But when he moved out to where he's living right now, he's living with his family right now. When he moved out, nothing happened. So he got stuck there for like 2 years. Like, just because, the reason why he moved out was because of
family
work.
drama.
No.
Ay, hindi, work. Okay.
Work. Like, one of his friends is trying to get him work in that location. It did not work out. But the thing is, okay, it did not work out. So what did you do about it? Sometimes I want to get mad, but I know I can't. Because he's very mentally unstable. Like, I can't. Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard because there's a fine line kasi I don't want to trigger him on anything. But how can I tell him things na alam naman na niya? He already knows. He already knows. It's just, I think he just needs one really good chance
Mm.
to get out of all that. But it's still up to him what he's gonna do. Because right now, he's just stuck in the house.
Ay, hirap.
But there's a reason for that. Because he had to take care of family. He's the only one who can.
Pero yun yung iba yung frustration kasi nung pag ayaw talaga nung tao. And whether it's ayaw kasi they really don't believe it or they don't think they can or ayaw because of circumstances or ayaw because there are lies they've believed about themselves or their abilities or lack thereof or whatever. It's so frustrating because you can't push somebody who really doesn't want to do it. And you can try to convince them na, oh, you can do this, kaya mo to, ganito, ganyan, and give them plans, give them options, give them solutions. But they still have to be the one to do it for themselves.
Exactly. So, I feel like he's kind of like Misty's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, kind of. But not to that extent naman. But I know he wanted to get out where he is right now. I know he wanted to do better. But it's been so long that nothing is happening. So I don't know how will he even get to where he wants. It's like you haven't worked for a long time. So how are you even gonna survive even if you moved out? Let's be realistic here. Diba? Who else will support yourself other than you?
Totoo.
Like he gets very frustrated with his family right now. But my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I even asked him, you want to take a break? Go to Canada. Just take a break. Like, just mentally, just to refresh your mind, right?
Totoo.
Maybe that will give you a different perspective in life.
Because honestly, if you look at the stories that I've shared, Miss G went to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because it was also weighing a lot on Miss G's mind, right? Like mentally, she was going through a lot of things, right? We all were, right? It was a pandemic. There was a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of different things on top of the things she has to think about for their relationship. So she went to the Philippines. Doon siya nagpagaling, doon siya nagmuni-muni, doon siya nag-reflect and sat with her own thoughts. Yung ex-boyfriend naman ni Misty went back to his parents. Parang he changed his situation, his context.
Yeah.
Parang para lang maiba na hindi ito yung city na nakita mo, hindi ito yung bahay, hindi ito yung streets. A change in scenery does so much for your mental health.
Yes, I agree.
And does so much for breaking the cycles that we've put ourselves in. Kasi parang, like, you and I have had our own share of struggles. You and I have our own shares of circumstances that we've been through and that we may or may not be talking about eventually. But I remember one of the things that helped both of us at one point was we would go on these long walks.
Yes.
Down the Dyke Trail out here in the outskirts of the city. And it just was during times when the easiest thing to do was to just sit in bed, stay in the four corners of my room, or maybe, step outside into the living room, in the kitchen. But everything was so familiar. Nothing was forcing me to think differently, right? Like, I knew I had to do something about how I'm feeling. I knew it wasn't healthy for me to be staying and sulking and thinking through whatever it was. And so stepping outside helped.
Yeah.
Just the act of looking at something else, driving from point A to point B, mag-iba man lang yung nakikita mo.
Yes.
It does something to your brain kasi na parang, okay, we're
Get
in a
some
different...
fresh air.
Yeah, get some fresh air. But there's something physical about it. Na, oh, you're walking, you're spending time with a friend, you're breathing in fresh air, you're
Different
seeing...
scenery.
You're different scenery, you're seeing, the mountains, the oceans. It was really nice view.
Sometimes other people.
Sometimes other people. But it was just the fact that your body was moved from one place to another.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, ano na nga ba iniisip ko kanina? Ano na nga ba? And then it forces you to think through those perspectives. So baka yun din yung kailangan ng friend mo. And not like permanent move, pero like
he
yung
takes a lot of
bakasyon.
walks when he moved out. Kasi there's like trail at the back of the house where he used to live.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. He does that sometimes. Because right now he's in the city then. But he said he wanted to go back to like the place that he moved out to before, but we'll see how it goes.
Or punta siya dito, dalaw siya.
I told him that. Should.
Ang ganda na weather pa naman dito ngayon. So, yun ang advice namin for Miss P and maybe Kaloy, if Kaloy wants to listen to this. Now is the good time because, you've already decided to take the break, right?
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to be intentional about how you want to process and how you want to move forward. Miss G took the time to spend in the Philippines to recover. And then within that time was able to come to a realization that she does really care about Mr. G. And so she had to reassess, well, what does future look like? If I love him, I want to spend my future with him. What does that look like if he changes, if he doesn't change? What are some of the things that we could compromise on? What are some of the things we could work on together? She was thinking about all those different things and she kept that door open and she was processing all of those things. And she was also reflecting on herself. Na, was she too hard on him?
Yeah.
Is she the one who's supposed to slow down? Is she reacting to some past trauma in her life that she's now projecting onto Mr. G? Kaya parang nagka-clash tuloy yung gusto magpahinga nung isa, yung isa gusto magtrabaho. Like, she had to do a lot of that reflection that by the time they got back together, Mr. G has done his share of work. Miss G has done her share of work. They come together, they're in a better place to be able to be like, okay, there's still more work to be done, but we cannot do it together. Right? So that would be an encouragement to Miss P and to Kaloy to start thinking about what does being intentional look like for you at this time.
Yes. And yes, at the end of the day, it's still up to you guys. If you wanted to write your story on that page or close that chapter and turn the page on the next one.
Wow, may ganon!
Yes!
Naisingit! Ang ganda! Alam nyo guys, wala kasi talaga yung mga title sa podcast namin until usually after. So, ayan, yan ang brilliance ni Joe, ni Miss J.
But thank you guys for hanging out with us today on our season 2 episode 1.
Yes, we're glad to be back. Hope to hear from you, Miss P. And wishing you all the best and what it looks like for you the next couple of moments.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We'll be back next week.
And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe on our social media. We have Instagram. We're on Facebook. Spotify is also our podcast is also on the Spotify and YouTube.
Yes. Okay, till next time.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Again, this is titled the podcast. Bye for now.